Get cash for clothes at Plato's Closet in North Charleston and West Ashley. It's so easy. Recycle, earn cash, repeat. We pay cash on the spot for your trendy, gently used clothing, shoes, and accessories. At Plato's Closet, we buy all seasons, all day, every day. It's time to clean out your closet and cash in. Bring in your denim, graphic tees, athletic wear, shoes, handbags, and more. Sell your styles to Plato's Closet for cash. Then, do it again. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Hey, it's Kim Commando today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. All right, I always like to start with something interesting. And I read about a 21-year-old college student who used to be a football player. This is an amazing story. He got into an accident. He was injured, so no more football for him. So while he was laid up, he started making social media videos about how to use Microsoft PowerPoint. Yeah, this 21-year-old guy did. Well, a year later, he's still in college. He gave up football, and he's making, unbelievable, he's making $150,000 a year selling Microsoft PowerPoint templates. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? You know, they say that sitting through a bad PowerPoint presentation reduces your lifespan by at least 30 minutes. I mean, going on that metric, I think I've been dead since, 1929. So many bad PowerPoint presentations. And on that happy note, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kim Commando, America's beloved digital goddess here, with the most trusted, largest show about all things digital. And you're about ready to get more tech smarts because every single thing is now a tech thing. And you can find my award-winning show on over 420 top radio stations throughout the United States. We're streaming in your favorite radio app, and we're streaming on demand 24/7 as a podcast, as a webcast over at getkim.com. And a special shout out goes to our listeners on the American Forces Network Radio, serving more than 375,000 American servicemen and women in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Space Force in 175 different countries. And I'm sure you have at least a few things about something digital I can lend a hand to. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. All right, every single day I visit at least 30 different websites. I read white papers. I talk to industry insiders just to make sure that I'm up to date on everything digital. And this is part of the show where I like to talk about consumer tech and maybe some websites that you're using. And one is probably LinkedIn. I mean, LinkedIn.com is the go-to spot if you're looking for a job or if you're looking to network with someone. And guess what? It's also a prime target for scammers. Our people are just firing up all these fake LinkedIn profiles. Well, LinkedIn knows this, so they have a brand new deal. You can now confirm your identity on LinkedIn by using Clear. Yes, I said Clear. That's the private sector version of TSA PreCheck. The service is one that lets you sign up at the various airports. You're going to use your biometrics to get through the TSA checkpoints. But now you can create a Clear account for free. If you don't have one, you have to give a government ID and a phone number. But, at least there's no carry-on limit, right? You can check all this out over on our website. We have a full write-up about how you can use LinkedIn with Clear. And I checked their privacy policies over at clear.com. And they do take measures to protect your privacy. And they also say that they're not going to sell your data unless you actually opt in to do that. So if you have a LinkedIn account, you have to know the new steps. And again, we have it all written up for you over at commando.com. Number 2 on our list, Amazon. If you return anything, it's going to start costing you more. That Amazon Prime membership, yes, free returns. Well, here's the deal. That if you're like me and you buy you buy shoes in 2 different sizes to make sure that you have at least one pair that you like. And now if you return it, you have to be careful where you actually return it. Because if you go to a UPS store when Whole Foods, Kohl's, or Amazon Fresh is the same distance or closer, they're going to charge you an extra $1. So let me say that again. If you go to a UPS store when there's a Whole Foods, Kohl's, or Amazon Fresh that's the same distance or closer, Amazon's charge you an extra $1 for that. By the way, the National Retail Federation says that shoppers sent back 17% of total merchandise that they bought in 2022. The grand total is $816 billion. Okay, I get that this is costing companies money, but it seems like Amazon is just like nickel and dollaring us at this point. Next on our list of 5 things at number 3 is Roblox fans. Now, if you have kids, I'm sure you've heard of Roblox. It's been around forever. Over 56 million people play the game every single day, and as I said, most of them are kids. Now, a big component of the game is dressing up your Roblox character. So they have these, unique outfits, and it costs real money to buy these outfits. So like 500 Robux is about $5 in real currency. Now, the reason why I bring this up is that, yeah, the scammers are going to scam. An 11-year-old Balian kid noticed that his avatar looked totally different, and it was hacked. Somebody stole all of his Robux, his game passes, all the games that he created. He lost about $100 worth of digital items. So anyway, if you have kids on Roblox, make sure that they have a really strong password. They don't share their password anywhere because authorities are still trying to piece all of this together. Coming in at number 4, the travelers you need to watch out. We actually had this call on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we've warned you about it many times here on the show and also on the website about if you're out and about and you see a power charging station and you're like, oh, I'm just going to charge my phone right there. And then you put your phone in, and then all your data is jacked, okay? All the data on your phone just goes out to who knows who, some hacker. Well, the FBI issued an official warning this past week that said, stop using those public chargers because they're dangerous. Thanks for joining us, the FBI. By the way, over on the website, we have links to a little data blocker, if you do need to use it, is that it sits between your phone and the USB jack. And so that this way your data can't be there. But, bottom line here is that you really should just be, carrying around a portable charger when you're going through the airports or what have you, so that this way you don't have to worry about, oh, I just ran out of juice. And last, this coming in at number 5, just go for a hike already. I can't wait to use this myself. Google Maps stepped up its game with the National Park Service this past week. So this way, when you are in a national park and you search for a trailhead, you're not just getting like a pin drop on the map anymore, like it used to be. It's way better than that. You're getting photos of the best spots on the trail, also some cool things to discover along the way. It also offers walking directions as well as directions if you're on a bike, so you know exactly which way to go. And you can download all that trail info right into your phone, so even if you don't have an internet connection, you still have all this. Which, speaking of hiking, I made a playlist for hiking. It has music from Peanuts, the Cranberries, and Eminem. I call it my trail mix. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, coming up, we have some news about robots and mowing the lawn. We have our trivia you don't want to miss. Oh, we have 20 smart side hustles anyone can use to make some money. And then later on, we're going to tell you how you can run a free background check on yourself. We have all of your phone calls, and you have me, Kim Commando.
Get cash for clothes at Plato's Closet in North Charleston and West Ashley. It's so easy. Recycle, earn cash, repeat. We pay cash on the spot for your trendy, gently used clothing, shoes, and accessories. At Plato's Closet, we buy all seasons, all day, every day. It's time to clean out your closet and cash in. Bring in your denim, graphic tees, athletic wear, shoes, handbags, and more. Sell your styles to Plato's Closet for cash. Then, do it again. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Hey, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254. And just a quick reminder, you can always drop me your question on the website. Hit commando.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a link that says Email Kim. All right, we've got a very special guest joining us. He's made it really big in the business world. His name is John Catsimatidis, and he's a self-made billionaire, yes, with a capital B. He owns a whole range of companies from supermarkets, a United Refining Company, and one of the nation's premier radio stations. That's right, WABC in New York. And I just love success stories. I love people who are willing to work hard to achieve their goals because I always think there's something different about us entrepreneurs. I mean, believing in something that reality says otherwise with this insane determination to succeed. Hey, John, thank you so much for being here with us. And as a person with a computer engineering background, I was just fascinated that you left NYU with only 8 credits to go for an engineering degree, and then you went and bought a small supermarket. Wow. What did your parents say to you when you did that?
Oh, my God. My parents were so upset. They said to me, we sent you to the university in their Greek accent. We sent you to the university to become a hamali. A hamali was a person that used to carry crates on their back. And they were upset. I was 8 credits short, but I remember those calculus courses. Boy, I looked at those calculus equations, and I didn't know how I could make money solving a calculus equation.
But you knew you could do it by selling milk and eggs, right?
Well, if I bought the milk for $1 and sold it for $2, I knew I could make 1%.
We love that. We love that. And so, what's your best entrepreneurial advice, John?
Well, there's no substitute for hard work. Like some of my friends said to me, well, I said, I got lucky. Well, the more you work, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And there's so many things that happen in life. There's so many snags in the road, and there's so many forks in the road. You have to be able to pick the right fork, and you have to be able to make friends every day. Don't make new enemies every day. That doesn't work. A friend in Washington found out that. But we make new friends every day. People love you.
And what about the old adage of leaving money on the table so that this way the people will come back to you to do even more deals?
I remember in my first store, my milkman loaned us $70,000 to open up another store. $70,000 in 1970 was a lot of money.
Sure, absolutely.
What he charged me for the milk? Don't ask. Forget about it. He charged me more than he should have. But I had the $70,000. I was able to open the store, and that was what it's all about: is being able to accomplish what you want to accomplish, and the person helping you can accomplish what he wants to accomplish, and that way you have mutual success.
And then what about the naysayers? People who say like, oh, you're just crazy. This is never, ever going to work.
Well, it happens a lot. It happens a lot to me. And you know what I say sometimes? You got to take some reasonable risks. People that are afraid of losing can never win. Remember those words. People that are afraid of losing can never win.
You know, my father was first generation Russian Ukrainian, and my mother was Irish. I wasn't born in New York. I was born in Union, New Jersey, but everybody else was from Astoria and Long Island City and things like that.
Is Russian Ukrainian, a little bit Polish.
Oh, but when your parents came over, what kind of sacrifices did they make?
Well, they came over after World War II. My father's 2 brothers had to sign on a dotted line that if my father couldn't pay the rent, they would have to pay it. So my father worked 7 days a week, so he never has to go back to his brothers for anything. And it comes from the Greek word philotimo. In other words, don't shame your name, don't shame your family. And he never wanted to do that. So Monday through Friday, my father worked in Longchamps in New York City, but only as a busboy because he didn't speak English. But he spoke fluent Italian. So he went to Long Island, to Astoria, and where the Italian restaurants were. And Saturdays and Sundays, he worked as a waiter because he spoke fluent Italian. So that way, he never had to go to his brothers for any money. So he worked 7 days a week.
Which is a real work ethic and honor, too. I mean, that obviously you've gotten from him. I'm sure you've instilled it upon your kids, too. Why did you buy a radio station?
Well, when I ran for mayor in 2013, after I did not win, I hate to say the word, I lost. After I did not win, Jerry Crowley from Salem Communications came over to me and says, John, people love you even though you lost, and you should have a radio station. So I started with 1 hour a week just to stay involved in the voice of the people. And somebody came to me and says, Cumulus is selling WABC. I wrote a check. I did no due diligence. I just wanted
it. You got it. What advice would you give your younger self, John?
Well, work hard, keep your nose clean.
Yeah.
And Don't be afraid of losing.
That's a big one. A lot of people have fear of failure. Since we have a lot of folks who are interested in technology, I just want to run some things by you, okay? Are you a Windows or Mac guy?
I'm a Windows,
Android or iPhone?
iPhone,
Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Instagram type of guy?
mostly Twitter.
So, what do you think's next on your agenda?
Well, we bought a radio station for fun and for a hobby. We're expanding the radio station to get wide coverage. Larry Kudlow works for us, and as Larry Kudlow would say, they even hear us in the solar system. When the Yankees called me up and said, we want you to be a partner in a minor league team we're doing in Staten Island, who says no to the Yankees? So we have a minor league team that we're partners with the Yankees in Staten Island and New York, and we're trying to have a little bit of fun doing that. So, when you hit the age of 70, you know what you do? You better have fun.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Well, John, it was an absolute pleasure having you on the show, hearing more about your business and everything that you've accomplished. And I just want to remind everybody, you have a brand new book.
If you read my book, you might make $1 billion. So somebody said to me, well, how do I make $2 billion? I said, you read it twice.
You know what? You are amazing. You are amazing. Thank you so much again for being with us, John.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for having me, and we'll talk again real soon.
You got it. Thank you. So let me tell you, John's book is a must-read for anyone looking to achieve success in business and life. I highly recommend it. It's called How Far Do You Want to Go? It's available on Amazon and wherever books are sold. It's also on the Kindle. Hey, let's talk about Total AV. You get continuous antivirus protection and block malicious websites with Total AV's industry-leading antivirus security suite. Now, my listeners, you get such a great deal. You can save 85% right now on your first year by going to protectwithkim.com. Once again, that's protectwithkim.com. All right, it's the American dream, having the big lawn, but then who wants to mow it? Well, the news out this past week is that robotic mowers are growing faster than ever. The sales are just exploding. Now, here's the deal. They do get expensive. They range in price from $500 all the way to $3,000. Wow, depending upon the functions that you want, like GPS mapping, obstacle detection. Yeah, I'm talking about like dog poo included. So a mid-range model that you want to look at is Husqvarna's Automower 310. This little guy can cover up to 1/4 of an acre, and it can handle slopes with an incline up to 22 degrees. Love that robotic lawnmower. If I had a lawn, which we don't have a lot of in Arizona, I would definitely get one. Hey, the trivia question of the week's coming right up. You don't want to miss here on Kim Komando Today.
Get cash for clothes at Plato's Closet in North Charleston and West Ashley. It's so easy. Recycle, earn cash, repeat. We pay cash on the spot for your trendy, gently used clothing, shoes, and accessories. At Plato's Closet, we buy all seasons, all day, every day. It's time to clean out your closet and cash in. Bring in your denim, graphic tees, athletic wear, shoes, handbags, and more. Sell your styles to Plato's Closet for cash. Then, do it again. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Hey, get your brain cells ready for an epic challenge with Commanding the Tech World Trivia. Now, this isn't just any ordinary trivia game. You need to have your thinking cap on and harness your intellect to ace this challenge. And we're excited to welcome a special guest contestant this week who's going to be vying for the grand prize, an official Kim Komando Show fanning pack. Well, that's priceless. And a free bag of Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend dog food, a value of $59.95. Okay, are you ready to play? Ronaldo in St. Louis, Missouri. Hello there, Ronaldo.
Hi. Yes, it's Ronaldo. And I thank you very much for letting me participate. I think I started listening to you in the 2000s and then somehow lost track, and now I'm back on the podcast. So.
Yes, I'd love to hear that, Ronaldo. Thank you so much. All right. Have you ever stayed at an Airbnb?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you're familiar with it. So today's tech trivia is all about Airbnb, which was shortened because they first wanted to call it airbedandbreakfast.com, which they said was like way too long. But it allows people to list, find, and rent your vacation homes, apartments, other properties. Renato, where was the best Airbnb that you ever stayed at?
I think it was in Davenport, Iowa, in someone's attic.
Oh, really? You're kidding me.
No, it was great. I had the whole place to myself.
That's awesome. Not too many people that would think of renting out their. How much did you pay a night for that?
Oh, that's several years ago. That was like $40 a night. I needed to be near the university. I was doing a talk there, and it was way better than a hotel and far more convenient.
Awesome. All right. Well, I don't know if you know this, but Airbnb, they have some pretty humble roots. It was founded in August of 2008 by three recent college grads, Brian Chesky, Joe Gebbia, and Nathan PreCheck. And they were struggling to pay the rent. They were all living together in San Francisco. But they came up with the idea for Airbnb because after they turned their apartment into a bed and breakfast. And then they created a small website to advertise it. And the thing was going crazy. They actually rented out an air mattress on their living room floor in San Francisco. Now, the website was called Airbnb. And as I mentioned, it just quickly gained popularity. But their initial funding campaigns to get the company off the ground, it wasn't very flashy. So how did they raise their first $30,000 to get Airbnb off the ground? Did they go A, door to door, asking people if they wanted a discount on renting their places, and they signed up a whole bunch of apartments and then took a percentage of the rental income? B, did they sell a small percentage of the company to their landlord in exchange for the $30,000? C, they thought, wow, you know what, we could be in the breakfast cereal business, so let's try that. Or D, did they get a business plan and then they got $10,000 loans from each of their three parents? So how did they initially get the funding for Airbnb? What do you think the answer is?
Well, I've been in that spot before. Parents are always a good place to start. So, right now I'd probably say they created a plan and got money from their parents.
Okay, so you're going to go with D, they did a business plan. So A, they did not go door to door asking for people. Then B, they did not sell a percentage of the company to their landlord in exchange for the $30,000. Or C, they didn't get in the breakfast cereal business, but they did D. They got a business plan together. They went to each of their parents and they said, listen, we just need 10 grand because it's going to make us billionaires. All right. So final answer is D. Well, Renato, the correct answer is C. That's right.
Cereal.
Yep. The initial funding came from selling boxes of repackaged generic cereals that they called Obama O's, Captain McCain's, and it was all happening during the 2008 U.S. presidential election. Each box sold for $40, and that's how they generated their first $30,000 to get the company off the ground. Now, as of 2021, Airbnb has more than 4 million listings in over 100,000 cities, 220 countries and regions, $4.8 billion in revenues. Okay. Pretty crazy stuff, isn't it?
Yep. Absolutely. So, I wouldn't have guessed.
So what's going on with you? What's on your mind? Thanks for playing along with us.
Hey, no problem. I think that it's worth, you got tons of listeners. It's worth encouraging people. I've had a healthcare and IT career for 35 years, and it's really worth encouraging people who are thinking about second careers. And I'm not affiliated with anybody that's out there or anything, but to get them to think about a career in IT. There's over 400,000 PM jobs available in the marketplace, and there's a lot of ways for them to get involved and to get paid really well.
And so what do you think is the best way if somebody wants to make a career change or switch and they have, like you said, a background in medicine, and then they're like, I think I'd like to be in network security? Right.
So, what I always tell people is don't quit your day job until you got your side gig going on. But a good example is like grow.google.com. They charge $39 a month for a number of certifications. And the typical certification only takes 10 hours a week times maybe 2 months, 3 months. So someone could do that in their part-time. It's pretty low, cost to do that. And once they get a couple certifications, there could be companies that are really interested in their background. And it's not just the IT certification, but it's what you bring to the table. You could be really great with customer service, and maybe a user experience position is great at an IT company or someone who needs that. Finding someone to work underneath me at a project in data analytics is really difficult. And so if and I'd rather have someone who's had 10, 20 years of other experience doing something else and then teach them data analytics.
And so if somebody was trying to find a tech job, where's the best place to go?
Well, it depends on what they want to do. If they want to be part of a company versus if they want to be an independent contractor. So let's just take independent contractor for a second. They could become an expert at web design, at Wix, at Squarespace, at one of those things. They could literally check with small companies in their areas. A lot of companies don't even know they could hire somebody part-time for that thing as a contractor. If they want to be part of a group, you have to have an expertise. Every time I've hired somebody for these kind of positions, you want someone who can really do the job that's necessary. So people can look at, local job listings. I find, not that I want to bash any one thing, but online is just not always, you don't find those middle tier jobs sometimes. So just networking in your area is a great way to do that. And sometimes just knocking on the door, and that's happened to me before. Saying, this would be a great company to work for. Let me go talk to the hiring manager and kind of cold call them. But, that gets you in the door sometimes.
And I really respect when people do that with us. And one of the worst questions whenever I'm ever interviewing anybody is that they'll ask me, so how did you get to be where you are? You probably should have done a little research first, okay? So it's like, no, That's just a complete turnoff with me. Or how fast can I be a vice president? Another turnoff question. What's a turnoff question for you?
Well, when I hire people, I ask them three basic questions. One is, what's your value and what you bring to the organization? And if they don't have a clue, the interview is pretty much over because they don't know what their value they're bringing. The second is really, how do you keep at the best of your profession, whatever that may be? I may be into service, I may be into technology, whatever the components are. They've got to have a game plan for themselves, because as a company, you can't be in a position where you're constantly having to feed people. They got to be self-driven, altogether. And if they've got a passion plus, the ability to drive and communicate, then, you give them a shot.
The job market about a year or two ago, it seemed to be tighter for employers than it is right now. And see, I'm getting a lot more inquiries for people who want to work with us, and we're filling our positions a lot more quickly. But, this is all really great stuff, Renato. Thank you so much for coming on, playing along with us, and sharing some really great advice as far as the best ways to get people involved in the tech industry and start looking at the opportunities and start thinking about those opportunities too. It seems like every week I get an email, I get a question, somebody stops me on the street like, what are some really legitimate ways that I can make money online? So we put together this money tip just for you. That's right. And we put together 20 smart side hustles that anyone can use to make money. And I'm going to blow through these fairly quickly, but just know we have them all written up for you on the website with some links anywhere that you need them. So we're going to start with transcription, and we're looking at a site like Daily Transcription. And if you have really good typing skills, this is something for you. You can also be a freelance writer. You can be a blogger. You can start a site for as little as $20. And as a matter of fact, I have an ebook, How to Start a Blog and Make Money, that you can tap into as well. You could actually be a search engine evaluator. Yeah. Somebody wants to know how they appear in the search results. You could be a virtual assistant. They make up to $30 an hour, by the way. You could be part of an answering service. You could sell things online that maybe you pick up at Goodwill or at any other thrift store. You could be a secret shopper. You could be a tasker, meaning that you could maybe clean a house, be a handy person. You could be a call center rep, of course, rideshare driver, social media consultant. You could be a dog walker, a tech support rep, an online teacher. You could be a beauty rep if you know a lot about that, A virtual bridesmaid. Yeah, I said a virtual bridesmaid. That's true. And also a wedding assistant. You could be a photographer. And in addition to that, if you have some really good skills, you could be a virtual bookkeeper, you could write resumes, you can be a career coach. And so, if you're looking for ways to make money, this is the definitive list. Head over to commando.com and hit the link that says Kim Show, and it's all written out for you. All right, still to come, we have more of your phone calls, as well as a great tip on how and why you should run a free background check on yourself. Here on Kim Commando today.
Let me tell you about a revolutionary new mobile voicemail app. If you've got a business, your voicemail is probably filled with messages from customers. Often the messages don't contain all the details you need. But what if you were able to get visual information from your callers? That's something you can't do with a traditional audio voicemail box, but you can with Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail. With Fillmore Productions Video Voicemail, callers receive a link to download the mobile app. There they can view important details about your business, watch videos about what you have to offer, and then leave you a video message. Actors and musicians can showcase what they do, and callers to medical practices or repair shops can report their issues visually. There are so many things that video voicemail can do for a business that makes audio voicemail a thing of the past. Discover what video voicemail can do for your business. Visit getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com. That's getvideovoicemail.com.
Hey, just a quick reminder that if you're not getting our podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, you can take me on the go, whether you're on a walk, you're on a drive. I will be your constant companion. Just search for Commando with a K, of course, wherever you get your podcasts. Rich in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah, hi, Kim. I'm calling about a newsletter you sent out recently regarding email addresses that are on the dark web because they've been breached from certain databases.
Yes.
And I visited the website. It's I'veBeenPwned.com.
Yes, exactly.
And I looked up my email address, and I use about 5 different ones for different reasons, and 3 of the 5 were pwned. But I also noticed that they go back for several years. And my 2 main email addresses I've had for a very long time, but the database that he shows the pwning from goes back to about 2019. I was wondering, are these databases ever purged, or they like sit there static like forever? And when can you feel safe that you're no longer on the dark web? Or
yeah, It's really hard, Rich, because I think we're all on the dark web. I think we all are. And this Have I Been Pwned website, they don't purge it. They just keep adding to it. They keep adding another record. And that's why now, for example, if you're on Apple and if you look in your passwords, and Google will notify you too that your password has been compromised, because they're also putting together the initiatives for us to all have more secure passwords. And hopefully one day we won't have passwords, but it's in Apple, Google's best interest to actually know what's being sold and traded on the dark web too. The Have I Pwned website allows you just to see if your information has been compromised in any data breaches. And as you know, that you just enter your email address and your username or password, it's going to search this database, see if any of your data has been leaked or exposed in these data breaches. And then it does provide details on which websites or services were affected. So the whole idea is that once you know you're on this list, which you said you are, is that it's time now for you to change your passwords, set up 2-factor authentication. If you had security questions tied to it that you want to get rid of those. But as far as, your question, do they purge the list? No, they just keep adding to it. Rich, thank you so much for your call. Have you ever wondered how much a profile of you would be for sale on the dark web? How much would that cost? Okay, I'm talking about your basic proof of identity, your credit cards, your online banking information, your social media accounts, any rewards cards. How much do you think that package would cost? You ready? $1,170. Yeah. You always thought it would be a lot more than that, but it's not. Now, if you haven't done this lately, I want you to run a free background check on yourself. First, head to Google and type in your first and last name in quotes, see what happens. Also, look at any type of photos. And then also look for your credit score. You can get a free credit report on Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion at least once a year. And then also look on these family tree websites. I mean, it's fun, it's informative, I get that. You get to see who you're related to. But there's one site that says it's a family tree, but it's not. It's familytreenow.com. That's familytreenow.com. Just type in your name, and then I want you to make sure that you opt out, which, speaking of, we have over 40 sites that you should opt out over at Commando.com. Just type in opt out in the search bar, and they'll pop right up for you. And don't forget, 24/7, you can find me over on our website. That's Commando.com, Komando.com.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.
Tax day is coming.
Oh, no.
But if you sign up for Robinhood Gold's IRA with a 3% match, you can get up to $195 for the 2023 tax year.
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at Robinhood.com/boost by tax day to get the biggest contribution match on the market. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC.
Get cash for clothes at Plato's Closet in North Charleston and West Ashley. It's so easy. Recycle, earn cash, repeat. We pay cash on the spot for your trendy, gently used clothing, shoes, and accessories. At Plato's Closet, we buy all seasons, all day, every day. It's time to clean out your closet and cash in. Bring in your denim, graphic tees, athletic wear, shoes, handbags, and more. Sell your styles to Plato's Closet for cash. Then, do it again. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.